Roy is just moving the stock box on the Marshall trailer because the other day when we went up Staymore, you may have seen that we got a flat tyre. There's a fly on my phone. There was just the rubbish perished on the tyres, and obviously a stone had just gone through it on the road, left a big gaping hole, and it was peeing out like that. So Simon is on his way. A company called Wright's Tyres. It comes and does all of our tyres. It comes out at the most annoying times for him. Obviously things break when you least expect them to, but he's always been bloody brilliant with us. He comes out and puts Bobcat tyres on, car tyres, all sorts of tyres, any tyres, Manor tyres, silage trailer tyres, and he's coming to put on some new ones of these. This one's the only one that's all right. I think 3 of them will need replacing.
You know I got your number all night. I'm always on your team, I got your back, alright. Taking those losses if it treats you right. I wanna put you in
Video and you look pretty.
Don't do this. A hole in my pants.
You've got a what?
What? Nothing.
He's that cheap, he can't even afford to buy new pants.
what you've been holding back. Heart attacks every night. Oh, you know it's not right. I will follow you way down wherever you may go. I follow you way down to your deepest low. I'll always be around wherever life takes you. You know I follow you. You've been holding back. Heart attacks every night. Oh, you know it's not right. I will follow you way down wherever you may go. I follow you way down to your deepest low. I'll always be around wherever life takes you. You know I follow you.
Did you see what Brett did on the side?
The Michelin man. Oh, they look fancy. Looks like a new machine. Ta-da! Oh, it is that wet, and I mean, it's that wet that we're not even going to attempt to put muck in the midden. We're going to stick it in this empty building here where it's dry, because the rain is just making an absolute puddly mess out of it. Mucking out day. We didn't do anything yesterday, so I'll muck everybody out, and any muck that we've got we'll shove in here where it's undercover, and it just stops it spreading out and turning into proper sludge. Do you know what I mean? Into like literally it turns into slurry. It's not handy at all. We also have outside yards here, and it's just turned to puddle. Every time it rains it just makes slurry, and it's just so bloody hard work. So we're just trying to combat that right now before we get a load of straw in. This thing here has just turned around and clonked his head on the corner there, and he's cut his eye, so I'm going to need to get some straw and then hopefully get some blue spray on it. Looks a fairly clean gash. They were just messing and bouncing, and he turned around and just went dong. It sticks out from the wall. Absolute pain in the ass. It just is the way the building was put up. Like, jump and turn at the same time. Get some straw in, or feed them, get some barley down, and then try and just spray him up with some blue spray as fast as I can before he moves. So this is basically what mucking out looks like. They poo on the floor. Every other day-ish, we just scrape it up and then put it in a big pile. not very glamorous. And then we clean the front bit off like this. The back bit is deep litter. In effect, if you're a horsey person, you'll understand. It's like deep bedded. So we leave the poo in and we just keep putting straw on top. If you were to stick a load of straw on here, it's hard on the knees when they lie down. It's obviously not as comfortable. Sorry, that was noisy. If you were to stick a load of clean straw on that concrete now, it would reach like maximum absorbance, whatever it is. Maximum, oh, you know the word, what's it? Saturation. No, that's water. Yeah, that might be right, saturation. Anyway, it would absorb as much as it's gonna absorb. Just make a right mess of it. So what you do is you layer it up, layer it up, layer it up, layer it up, and carry on putting straw on top, on top, on top. And then what happens when they wee on it, it goes all the way through to the bottom and the top layer stays dry. So that's in essence what deep litter is. So that's what we do with these beds. So we just left a corner over there as bedding, and then all the rest we take out. It's just for the comfort of the cows, and it keeps straw, it makes the straw last longer. If you were to put it on the floor, it really does not last very long at all. Whereas if you were to put it on top of a deep litter bed, it lasts a little bit longer, which is handy. Winter as well, not that it's matters right now. They stay quite warm on top of a deep litter bed as well, which is kind of handy for them. The length of time a bed lasts for is very much dependent on the time of year, what you're feeding them. So this stuff here that we're feeding them, this is making the beds last quite a long time. It is very, very hay-like, very haylage-like. If you're feeding them very wet silage, that's what our silage second cut looks like. But if you're feeding them silage, watery silage, you don't get a very good job with straw beds at all. Hence why people put cubicles in. Just found some blue spray and I'm just going to attempt to spray this animal. He's cleared off right the way across there. So me chilling in the office. So the other day there was a load of straw shed at Crackenthorpe, which is where Roy's dad lives. That's the other farm that we go to every day that I've just been to in this video. And the straw all fell off the lorry at the side of the road. Don't quite know what the crack was with that. Somehow it had kind of veered across the road and the straw had ended up hitting a KA or something. Yeah, it was quite dramatic. Anyway, all this straw was at the side of the road. Insert picture here. That is next to Roy's dad's house. So Big Mick, be still my beating heart, was on the road in his really big wagon. Like, honestly, it's the biggest wagon you could get. If you even turn the steering wheel a tiny bit, it would like veer off. It's that big, huge wagon. Anyway, Big Mick was in his wagon and he was going to Carlisle on the A66, and he rang Joe Seals and said, there's a load of straw shed at Crackenthorpe. And we were like, so Joe rang us and said, have you lost a load of straw off? And I said, that was next to our house. That was next to our house, and got really excited. And then asked what time Big Mick, be still my beating heart, was coming back. And he said he was coming back at a certain time. So we went and we took the children to see Big Mick go past. Now, in times of austerity like this, families such as ourselves need to find alternative ways of entertaining the children that don't cost a fortune, and going and seeing Big Mick go past at the side of the road was one of them. So this is what follows. Oh my God, we're truck spotting. Joe Seals has just rang, and none other than Big Mick. I've got poo on my face. I've just been feeding cows. None other than Big Mick, the Big Mick, is coming down the A66. So we're going to wave at him. I'll have to put my glasses on, then he doesn't see me blush because he's just so famous. Big Mick is the backbone of the British haulage industry, working tirelessly to keep things alive. It's Big Mick! Oh, that was fun. That was a Big Mick to call in next time. Go on now. down the yard is getting filthy, slippy, dangerous, especially with all of this rain and us bringing silage to the fields. So we're taking grabs of silage with the Merlot, and as we're bouncing up the yard, we're literally tipping silage anywhere. Then the rain's coming, it's making it all slippery and wet and horrible, and it's actually getting to the point where it's pretty, if you're driving past it on a quad bike, it's a little bit hairy. So I'm just going to land down. I'm taking the Bobcat, I'm not taking the Merlot, and I'm going to take the scraper, which is here. And you can see how long this hasn't been used for. Actual magic mushroom growing on it. No, don't. That would be really silly.
You know I got your number all night. I'm always on your team, I got your back, alright. Taking those losses if it treats you right. I wanna put you into the spotlight. If the world would only know what you've been holding back. Heart attacks every night. Oh, you know it's not.
Okay, so as you can see, it's a squirrel. I know, you don't even need to tell me, I know.
Follow you way down, wherever you may go. I follow you way down to your deepest low. I'll always be around.
So about halfway through, I've cleared all the major big bits of rough muck, and then I'm gonna go and stick the sweeper on and get sweeping.
And all night, you're only disappointed in yourself, alright. Taking those losses if it treats you right. I wanna take you into the sunlight. If the world would only know what you've been holding back. Heart attacks every night. Oh, you know it's not right. I will follow you way down, wherever you may go. I follow you way down to your deepest low. I'll always be around, wherever life takes you. You know I follow you.
Oh my god, I'm so cross. I can't get the hydraulics on, and Roy's not even here to ask to help me. I'm really cross. Right, I'm just gonna let a tiny bit of oil out of this pipe, and then try and put it on again. Doesn't know. But yeah, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm literally gonna grab that. Hold on. Gonna move you down somewhat. Gonna grab that, and I'm gonna grab that, and I'm just gonna literally let the tiniest amount out and then tighten it back up. It's crossed for me, guys. Fingers crossed for me. Let's have a see. So awkward to put stuff on with this, you know. Oh my god, I'm so happy right now. She wins. She wins. Oh, little things. Oh, I'm stuck now. Let's go sweeping. Show you this, shouldn't I? This is the sweeper. It's made by a man called Ian Dinsdale. Ian makes these. He also makes the scrapers. He makes like Bobcat attachments. And I think his website is something like attachments for low doors. I'll find out and I'll put it across the screen because I can't remember what it is offhand. He's a good egg and he's clever. He's the guy that brought the hydraulic whisks to try in the slurry. So yeah, basically this is a sweeper. So it's a Bobcat bucket, as you can see. He also makes those up, and it's got a sweeper on it on the front, on like a little cover. This bounces up and down. You can move it so that when you tip, I'll show you. I did move those down one last time just because they weren't really hitting the floor anymore, but they do wear out. That's just what happens. They do wear out. So this is the underneath of it. And that's what it does. Make sure there's nothing in it when you do that, because it'll flick it back up at you. Love you. through before you get tangled in. Look at this piece of sneaky string trying to get in. Sneaky, sneaky. So I've done a little bit up the yard, like where the house is, and then I'm just going to come down here and do what I was meant to do in the first place, which was make sure that this is safe to travel on. Hiya, love! I nearly missed that bend. Aviation updates! Little plane that you just saw, I have a feeling that that's what they use to train the pilots. Someone will let me know though. Big love to Big Mick. Sorry to Doe Seals for stealing his main character. A little bit rude of me there. Right, don't forget to like, share, subscribe. As always, I appreciate you. I love you lots, and see you next time.